Hi guys, welcome back to The Baseline. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you guys are having a great day, great night, great life. So imagine this, the house, it still smells like paint, boxes, they're stacked in the hallway. And somewhere between the mortgage payment and the water heater receipt, you realize the dreams you were sold was financed on someone else's terms. They called it the American dream, but it started to look more and more like the American debt trap. Because here's what's happening. It's happening all over the United States right now. It's happening all across the country. Millions of homeowners are quietly discovering that owning a home doesn't necessarily mean freedom. It can mean maintenance loans. It can mean triple taxes. And even an $18,000 air conditioner dying in the middle of July. And this isn't just bad luck. It could be by design. Because if we go back 3 years ago, low interest rates made everyone feel like an open house was a lottery ticket. I mean, bidding wars were going on. People were waiving inspections, offers over $100,000 over asking price. Remember those crazy days? People thought they were buying into stability, but they were really buying into FOMO, that fear of missing out, at 6%. It was the biggest psychological operation of the pandemic economy. You know, what did they do? They ended up convincing working Americans that debt was some form of patriotism and equity was a guaranteed byproduct. But when everyone blinks and the dream flips, what do we see? Well, right now, nearly 1 in 10 homeowners in places like Florida's Cape Coral, they're underwater. They owe more than the house is actually worth. Across Texas, across Arizona, California, luxury townhomes built in 2021 are actually sprouting black mold faster than the equity they thought they would develop. And the same institutions that fueled the mania, the Fed, the hedge funds, developer banks, they quietly cashed out before the music stopped. And it's the same story, just a different set of logos. Owning a home today is like buying a Tesla that comes with a mechanic's license. Now, you think you're driving into the future until you're responsible or you realize that you're responsible for another recall. You know, an air conditioner breaks, $18,000. A roof leaks, maybe $12,000. A property tax adjustment, another $1,000 a month. Every fix becomes a tuition payment to the school of why did I buy this in the first place? And here's the twist. When renters complain, people say, stop wasting money, right? Because when renters complain, people are sometimes not empathetic. But when homeowners complain, they just whisper it, almost like a confession. I think I made a mistake. That silence, that shame is how the system stays alive. Because the myth of the American dream only works if people keep pretending it's actually working. And the truth is, our housing market hasn't been about homes for a really long time. It's been about a yield. You know, a lot of neighborhoods, they just became a spreadsheet. Wall Street firms like Blackstone and Invitation Homes turned communities into rental portfolios. Developers used cheap credit to sell faux-luxury boxes that look rich and rot really fast. And the Federal Reserve, the referee, kept pumping the ball so the prices could keep climbing and your debt could feed their balance sheets. So let's think about it for a moment, right? Because we used to build houses to raise families. Now we build them to raise quarterly earnings. It's like the heart of the country got rezoned for speculation or something. And still, they tell us we are the problem. We bought at the wrong time. We didn't do the math properly. As if individuals caused $1 trillion distortion, engineering by policy. And here's what nobody expected, right? The renters who sat out the mania, the ones who felt left behind, they might end up freer than the buyers who followed the herd. Because renting right now, it's not failure. It's actually a form of great flexibility. It's the ability to move when the flood map changes or when the job market collapses. Now, it's the right call, or it's the right to call the landlord instead of the bank. And the real wealth today could be mobility, not square footage. But don't mistake this for some kind of defeat. This isn't a story about giving up on homeownership. It's a story about reclaiming the meaning of it. Because homeownership shouldn't be a gamble. It should be a covenant between citizens and the economy that serves them. A promise that shelter is for living, not leveraging. Because every time an air conditioner costs as much as a car, every time a family goes broke trying to fix new construction problems, the system is confessing what it really is. And what it really is a profit machine dressed as the American dream. So the question now isn't, can we afford homes? It's, can we afford this illusion any longer? Because the next crash, it's coming. And the next crash won't just wipe out investors. It'll wipe out belief. And when belief dies, so does consent. Somewhere between the open house and the foreclosure sign, we forgot the purpose of the roof in the very first place. And it's not to make money, but to make meaning. And maybe, just maybe, that realization, that quiet rebellion of awareness is how our next dream begins. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this. Do I have this all right? Do I have it all wrong? Put it in the comment section below. You guys know how much I value your opinion. And again, thank you so much for watching The Baseline, and we'll catch you in the next round. Okay, cheers, everybody.